to do. All right, we got some roasting to do. So I'm gonna take this opportunity. Where is it? Because we gotta talk about York's Torch. Where's this clown? Let me tell y'all how bad this nigga York's Torch got us fucked up. But as you can see, York's Torch is getting fucking clown. I had to put out this tweet. I cannot believe this. Now, if you followed my channel for a significant amount of time, you know one nigga we do not like over on this channel is Airbag. We do not like Airbag at all, okay? All right? But when you have a guy that's so retarded and so dumb and such a grifter that you have to agree with Airbag, I don't like people that make me look stupid. And I don't like people that make me have to side with people I don't like. And so Airbag put out this tweet. He put it out in response to Code Classic Cage putting out this meme, which I don't know if she actually got it from Airbag or not, but here it is. This was on April 25th. Gamers, which game would you buy? Created by, here on the left you have Assassin's Creed Shadows, created by 3,000 feminist activists. And then on the right, it says created by 30 passionate gamers. And obviously the game on the right is Expedition 33. Well, now this freaking retard is saying this. This nigga's cooked. This nigga's absolutely cooked. Look at this. He says gamers. The Expedition 33 reports are true. How does a game that opens with a sundered early 1900s Paris set to a beautiful French song end up with a town full of characters straight from South Out of Midnight? It breaks the immersion. I know we're on YouTube, and you really got to come off. You got to be careful with coming off as possibly violent. But this nigga need to be slapped. I'm sorry. Like this nigga is obviously grifting. Okay, open it up for the chat. It gets worse. You mean we about to go into, because I'm gonna pull up the tweet itself. This nigga is obviously grifting. We're gonna go to my bookmarks. Right, he gets cooked. Here's Kata. Here's Kata himself. Kata says himself, if all sides are calling you retarded, then maybe you are in fact retarded. My soundboard isn't hooked up right now, and I apologize for that, but imagine Don DeMarco is playing, because Yours Torch is getting cooked. He says, gamers, is this the way Endymion and Smash will act once a fellow gamer has a different opinion from theirs? By Endymion labeling and falsely accusing someone as a government agent and Smash repeating it, this sets a terrible precedent for gaming. Not good. First of all, nigga, First of all, I just want to say this. Really quick. In the words of many niggas all over the world, you are not gang. I just want to throw that out. You are not gang. You are not a gamer. You are not anything a part of pop culture. You are a grifter. Certified grifter. Like all that shit that the Alyssa Mercantes and the Nick Calandras and the 8-bit closed fist, all of that weird grifting shit that they tried to put on us, that's actually where you and John Della Backhole is. What? Let's go back to what Endymion had to say, because I didn't even see what Endymion said. Let's go back to see what he had to say. Endymion said, dude, it's not set in the real world. You know, we've roasted Endymion as of recently because he had a meltdown. He did have a meltdown, and it kind of spiraled. I wish he would have just came out and said, hey, yo, I was wrong for that. But he didn't, but whatever. Dude, it's not set in the real world. Claire Obscure is inspired by French architecture. It's not literally France. It's called Lumiere. Okay? This is what I roll my eyes at, because people will take someone like this that I'm convinced must be an agent of the government who's paid to look like a dumbass on purpose to make Gamergate look stupid, and they'll think anyone who is pro Gamergate is like this guy when it's just him and a few others. That is a fact. I hate it. Now, I don't know if, you know, Yours Torch is a government agent. To be honest with y'all, I'm not a conspiracy theorist like that. I wouldn't be surprised. We know what the government was using Twitter for, right? So I'm going to let the conspiracy theorists do that. What I'm going to say, though, is that Yours Torch is a moron who needs to be slapped, in my personal opinion. I just think y'all know, like, and I apologize to anybody who's new to my channel that have never heard me say this before, but I do firmly believe that there are people who walk this earth who just need they ass whooped. I'm sorry. They will never learn unless, I think Airbag is one of those people, which is why one thing you'll know about me on my content, I'm willing to have a back and forth with anybody except those who I believe nothing will ever get like through to their brain other than the ass whoop. Me personally. I'm not saying that I should be the one to deliver that ass whooping. I'm just saying like you ever get into a debate with somebody, right? And these are people that are so stuck in the brain that like you can literally point to the sky and say the sky is blue. And just to disagree with you, they'll say, no, it's not. The sky is green. And there's nothing that you can do to get them to admit that they know the sky is blue. These are the type of people that, in my personal opinion, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm morally up here. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, I don't think that nothing can get through to those people other than the ass whooping. And I believe that George Torch and John Della Backhole is one of those. They're just on the right wing side of it. Most of the people that I know that just probably need their ass whooped are on the left wing side of it. But George Torch and John Della Backhole are on the right wing side of it. What did Smash JT do? Oh, Smash JT was covering it, and so I guess he agrees with Endymion. And therefore, George Torch doesn't like that. But the simple fact of the matter is, George Torch is a colossal moron. And I agree. Let me see. Let me find it. Because I think he got cooked. He even got cooked by Eric Kane. Anybody who knows who Eric Kane is the antithesis of what Paul Tassi is. I respect Paul Tassi's work. I don't agree with his opinions, but I respect his work. And I respect Eric Kane's work, but Eric Kane is more, he's not a gamer-gator, but he more agrees with gamers. Eric Kane goes, it's a fantasy game with monsters. The city is Lumiere, not Paris. This is where anti-woke becomes flat-out racism. George is mad that black people exist in a fantasy video game, a really fantastic video game. By the way, so far I agree with that. And he's getting cooked, bro. And this is like, let's go to these quote tweets. He is getting cooked. Look at these quote tweets. I've been hearing nothing but good things about this game. This motherfucker right here has lost a plot. So much of what he's counting, how many black, brown people in a fantasy set game. Fuck out of here. Chat, I want y'all to think about that for a second. What would possess, how obsessed you have to be? How bad are you suffering from woke derangement syndrome that you would literally stop and pause a fantasy game and count how many people of any race are in it? Like, that would be the equivalent of me starting a video game studio and making a fantasy game set in the city of Atlanta, and then all of the black people stop the game and say, wait a minute, there's too many white people in this game. Atlanta is a mostly black city. What? Stop, shut up. Let's continue with these quote tweets. Imagine if this face would appear in any game. No one would ever buy it. Ha ha ha. Like, nah. Nick Havoc says, this sounds like racism to me. And here's the thing. Y'all know me. I am the last person to ever defer to racism about anything. I'm always looking at the nuance. What else could it possibly be, right? But when it comes to George Torch, I'm sorry, nigga. I can't, Chopper hush. I can't think of anything this could possibly be other than you just don't like black.
I've never seen myself represented. This is awesome because I've never seen myself.
Thank you, Frostfang. I'm gonna get to your super chat in just a minute. I can't think of anything this could be other than you just don't like seeing black people in video. Oh no, it's Alex jumps in it. Your mask hasn't slipped. It fell the fuck off. Nah, fact. Character straight from South of Midnight is an insane way to say black people. Even though there's a lot of white people in South of Midnight. Like, for those of you who don't know, we are playing South of Midnight over on Grifty the Clown. There's a whole separate channel for that. The channel where we play some of what we think are going to be the worst games. And we've been playing South of Midnight, and there's a lot of white people in that game. A lot more white people than I thought was going to be in there. This person says, disrespects European culture is made by a team in France. Be so for real. Nah, for fact. There's Eric Kane cooking. Who else? I'm trying to see if there's anybody of note cooking. Holy crap, this is such a retarded thing to say. If they truly believe this, then please pray for their conversion of heart and perhaps a history lesson along the way. Beyond that, the game isn't trying to say it's Paris and it's a fantasy world. This feels more like what happens when one side wins and then just tries to keep going because the money engagement is just too good. Being against DEI isn't against any race, but against how DEI is just a well-branded version of Marxism that doesn't do what it even claims to be. Ginger Prime hit it on the head. He said, I want to read that again. This feels more like what happens when one side wins and just tries to keep going because the money and engagement is just too good. Oh my God, you just hit the nail on the head. Because keep in mind, gang, that George Torch does not have a YouTube channel. And so he's trying to get some of those sweet Twitter engagement buck. Let me see it. Does anybody else roast him? Anybody of note? We already read what Endymion had to say. Mugen Lord, the game is literally killing it right now as far as player expectations, and you refuse to support the game because there are black NPCs in a fictional France? Nah, for real. Cooking. Who else? I mean, like, just flat out. But to be fair, though, look at this dude, John Della Backhole. People reacting poorly to this shows how far the culture has fallen to the slippery slope of generic Hollywood diversity cast. You don't even notice it anymore because it's in everything, and that's not a good thing. Epic Mike, gamers, look at all the colors in this game. It's a real problem, isn't it? Gamers, this is insane. But to be fair, we are giving him the engagement he's looking for. With every quote tweet, he is absolutely positively getting the engagement that he's looking for. So on one hand, we're all roasting him. Everybody from every side of the aisle is piling on this nigga like nobody's business. But on the other hand, we are fueling his engagement. Look at this tweet. 1.2 million views. 1.2 million views on this tweet. How do you get paid on Twitter? They have a threshold that you have to meet. You have to have a certain amount of subscribers. You have to have a certain amount of followers. You have to be verified on Twitter, which we all know you can pay for at this point. And then you have to have a certain amount of views a month in order to get paid. You have to get a certain amount of engagement a month to get paid. I think it's like 5 million impressions or something like that a month to get paid. And so if you can get, and it's impressions, not view, I believe. So yeah. So to be fair, we are giving him the engagement that he wants. All right. Him only being on Twitter explains why that dude has to put his 2 cents on everything. Exactly. So, all right, we can get back to gaming, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me get the Frost Fangs super chat really quick. He dropped a $5 super chat. Congratulations. You can see yourself. John Della Rose, Trent, and Yorch Tort can get bent and start getting their behinds violated for all I care, and I'd be smiling. I'd hit you with a Don DeMarco if I could, but the soundboard is not plugged up. So yeah, we can get back to gaming now, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you,